So recently, Nintendo announced that for the Metroid 2 remake for the 3DS, there was going to be content that was actually going to be locked behind the 4 different Metroid Amiibos. The 2 for the Smash Bros. Game, and then the 2 for this upcoming game. And that's upset a few people. Now, for the most part, the content isn't anything major. The 2 Smash Bros. Amiibos and the new Samus Amiibo all unlock stuff like sound tests and concept art and just little bonuses like that. The actual Metroid Amiibo, which looks so cool, and it's supposed to be actually squishy, but it actually unlocks a mode where you can play in the fusion suit after you beat the game. Oh, that's the other thing. The content these things unlock all only opens after you beat the game. The other thing it does is if you use the Amiibo while you're playing, it like recharges your missiles, or one of them I think recharges your health. The Metroid one actually gives you a guide to where the next Metroid is that you have to kill, which I mean is handy, but that's not really content. That's almost more a Game Genie like cheat code. But this time there will be actual content locked behind the Amiibos, and that's pissed some people off. But I kind of recognize the tightrope Nintendo has to walk on the Amiibos. Now, I love the Amiibos, and I have since early on. A Samus one for Smash Bros. Was the first one I got, actually. And then a friend of mine, it was right around Christmas time, a friend of mine ended up getting me the Kirby one, because I was at that point just getting heavily into the Kirby games. And I ended up getting a ton of them. In fact, just recently I took a bunch of them to my retro game store and massively thinned down my Amiibo collection. Right now, I have one of those like display things that looks like the old Donkey Kong game that displays 9 of them. So I kept 9, and then a buddy of mine made me some Zelda bookends that also double as Amiibo displays. So I kept those for my 2 Link ones. So right now I have 11. I'm probably going to get the 2 Metroid ones. I'm actually thinking of having that same buddy work on some Metroid bookends for me too, like my Zelda one. But anyways, point is, I love the damn Amiibos. I love them. I'd have more of them, but it just gets to a point where I don't have enough shelf space to display them all. But I can understand why people would be upset having to buy an Amiibo to get content. But at the same time, the people who buy Amiibos want them to do stuff. So that's the tightrope that Nintendo has to walk here. And I don't know that there's any easy answer to it. Now, in the past, generally the content that Amiibos have unlocked have been content you could get elsewhere. Like Mario Maker, for example, each Amiibo would unlock an alternate costume for Mario. But if you played Mario Maker levels long enough, you could unlock those costumes, period. Just without getting any Amiibos. The one thing I will say, though, in the Amiibo's benefit is, I don't see those same people bitching about DLC. And with DLC, I mean, when you buy an Amiibo, you've actually bought a physical thing that you genuinely own and can resell if need be, and get some of your money back. When you buy DLC, that's just something that's hooked up to your system and it's gone forever. If your system crashes or your account or whatever. Point is, you don't own it. You don't own it like you do a physical thing. I mean, I'd rather there not be DLC, period, if I'm being honest with you. I'd rather they just put this stuff in the game. But for various reasons, the DLC is just a part of the video game culture. And if I have to buy DLC, I'd rather get a cool little statue with it. A cool little figurine. And the Amiibos do look great, generally. I don't know. I can understand why people are upset that content is locked behind Amiibos, but it's not anything major, aside from the additional fusion suit mode. But as somebody who likes the Amiibos, I'm genuinely glad there's something really, really cool to attach to the Amiibo. And this isn't like the old days when, you know, of 2013, when Amiibos were rare and Nintendo wasn't keeping up for demand, and, you know, people were knife fighting each other in the Target parking lot over a Villager Amiibo. It's not like that anymore. You can just get the damn Amiibo. And I know, oh, we gotta pay extra. Well, again, the same people weren't bitching about all the nickel and diamond of day one DLC and season passes and all that other BS. I think part of it, and I was talking to a friend of mine, former sidekick of my live stream, Undertow, and he mentioned that part of it might be with certain gamers, there's, I don't know how to put it, they want to view themselves as more mature, so they don't want to buy a toy, quote unquote, when really video games kind of are toys from the get-go. Yes, they're art, Yes, they're storytelling and they're games and they're entertainment, but they're also kind of toys. Let's be real. Nothing wrong with that. It is what it is. But as DSP would say, it is what it is. Nothing I could do. Again, though, I don't know really where I come down on this. I've seen a lot of people bitching about it, and I think they're being too hard because the Amiibos are a thing Nintendo is doing. And Nintendo wants to make sure that the people who buy those Amiibos get their money's worth. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You know, if you really want to play as Fusion Suit Samus, then go buy a Metroid Amiibo. It's going to look cool, and if you don't want it on your shelf, sell it afterwards. Alright folks, thanks for listening. Back off out.